What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to cover a history and background of U.S. Army Esports, how it came together, what it is, and what it means for the future. So I think the best place to start is where I found it. It was actually a news article that got released. Here it is. TRADEC initiative aims to transform Army and recruiting. So really what this article says, and I'll post it down below so you can see it, and it's a little bit older. It's about 3 months old at this point, so November 2nd. But really what happened in here is Major General Townsend, which I'll send his picture, Major General Townsend. This is the guy. He's the four-star general um, who really kind of started some of this initiative, along with some support from, I know, a lot of people that are actually in the Army Discord. But he went out, addressed the public, and he said that we're not reaching the younger population. You know, it's hard to get new recruits. Army missed their the Army missed their recruiting goal by, I want to say 6,000. It might be 6,500. It says in here in this article somewhere, but it's somewhere in that range. And he really went on this kind of, hey, how are we going to interact with the public? What do we want to do? How do we want to change the image of the Army so that we can draw in some of the different crowd, right? Because kids nowadays, they don't watch commercials, they don't watch TV, right? We have Netflix, we have Hulu, we have Amazon Prime, we have a lot of different outlets, and really, we're hard to reach. We're harder to reach as younger generation. So they're like, let's make an esports team, and then let's make I think it's a fitness team or some kind of, outreach program of fitness. And they're all kind of, my view when I look at it from the outside is I see, you have events, right? Like PAC South's a good event. We had an Army esports team, and what did we do? We layered a lot of things on top of that, right? The esports team, the recruiters that showed up, and I bet there were a lot of conversations and a lot of good things happened to reach out to the younger generation because of that. Because they look at this and they're like, oh, the Army's got an esports team. That's awesome. I want to play for them. And then you go down the road of, hey, like, then join the Army. Apply to be, if you're a great player and you want to, expand your horizons a little bit, do that. Because I think the Army is a great place for a lot of people. I think that, I know for me personally, the Army kind of pulled me out of a lot of bad situations and gave me, a stepping stone to greater things. And I think it can be that for a lot of people. Uh, so it's awesome. I want to shout out to Major General Townsend, this guy right here. And this article is just kind of different. So online scammers won't stop impersonating this Army general. So he actually has like, there's about, I counted them, and they're like 15 Twitter accounts that aren't his. He doesn't have any social media, and this was just an article that got published later last year, August of last year. But it was like, hey, like, look at all these news articles down here of everybody trying to impersonate General Townsend. So he seems like a really innovative leader, and I love to say that because this is kind of, I would say, a little bit taboo in some ways. Like, the world doesn't necessarily see gaming as maybe a positive thing, or there's a lot of opinions that go in there, and I'm sure there's a lot of people like in the Army that think, wow, this is stupid, like this will never work. But I think it's actually pretty genius. If you look at the growth for esports over the last 10 years, I mean, I can imagine when I started gaming 2008, they didn't have this stuff. They didn't have Twitch. That was Justin TV back there, and it was barely used, and people took pictures on their computer screens to verify their wins, and there weren't really big events. I mean, Halo was kind of a thing at the time, and a little bit of that was televised, but that even kind of tapered off, right? So this huge expansion of growth, and this guy gets it. I think General Townsend really understands that. Hey, this is a great way to reach the younger generations, and the I'm sure he's not like, oh yeah. I mean, the guy doesn't have a social media account, so I would imagine he's not like super into gaming himself. I just think that he understands the platform it brings, which is really, really cool. But if you ever see an online account that has General Townsend's information, it's fake. He doesn't have one. Love to see him get one and be able to like, talk to us about what he envisions and things like that. That would be super cool. But right now, that does not exist, and he's probably got bigger and badder things to take care of than worry about us little gamers. Here is a cool article, and oh, by the way, I'm going to post all these articles below so you can kind of read through them. I'm just kind of summarizing a lot of them. Uh, but this is essentially on January 4th at I want to say this is Pac South. Maybe it's not a Pac South. Yeah, so this is Pac West, sorry, in Seattle. But once again, kind of the background, building, trying to outreach programs so that we can get new recruits for the military because we missed our quota. Once again, really cool stuff. What's this one? Oh, this one was an old one as well. This is one of the first ones I found. And this is kind of like the announcement of the Discord, and it brings you to the other website. But that's the program, right? So the other team is the functional fitness teams, and I think that's more like contract driven. So like YouTubers, things like that, that are gonna get opportunities to go and really be a face for the Army to grab the youth once again. Um, December 14th was the deadline for this, and then there's a lot of conversations. And if you read the frequently asked questions in the Discord, I think it covers it really well. But I know a lot of you guys don't like to read it because it's boring. It's just like every other thing in the Army, like, oh, there's an op word for that, but I'm not going to go read the op word. So I'll give you like a little snapshot, right? So the Army is going to TDY a group of esports individuals, the functional fitness team, all these guys to Fort Knox as a special duty assignment. I want to say the orders are 3 years. It's what I've seen for a lot of different positions. Well, not a lot of positions. I know the company command position is on there. That's 3 years, but I would imagine it's somewhere like a 3-year assignment from what I've read. That's just coming out of my brain. It could be wrong, so don't 100% quote me on that and like blast me on Twitter. But the idea for all those guys, really, like for each platform, right? So like Overwatch, League of Legends, Call of Duty, the fighting games that are all out there that I don't play. They, really it's about having a voice, right? Can you have a voice? And I think one of the things that we're overlooking as a community is I know a lot of I'm in the Call of Duty community as one of the support admins, and I help a lot of with the branching, and we worry a lot about gameplay, right? Like how good are you at the game? And I think that's a portion of it, but I think there's a bigger portion of it that all of the gamers in here need to realize. And that is that it's not just about being good at the game. Like being good at the game is important, but I think that the leaders know. I would say that I would rather have somebody who has a better attitude, is a better soldier, um, before a better gamer, right? Because I think I can get a coach. I think I can build a platform for you to be able to practice 6 or 7 hours a day to get better as a gamer. You need some raw skill, but I think that the army tangibles are more important, right? Because you're going to be interfacing with people that really the army is going to want to use you as a platform to grab onto an audience, right? So if you're not approachable, if you're kind of seen as a dick or an arrogant person, if you can't pass a PT test, if you suck at soldier skills, like I don't want you to be my face, right? When I look at it, I think that's a terrible position because you're just going to say the wrong thing and do the wrong thing. And I think the approach should be more on the person and what they bring to the table and how they can interact with their fans in the media, because there's a lot of guys right now, and I can see it, like they don't care about their fans. They just want views, and there's a lot of guys trying to get affiliate on Twitch and all these different things. And I would say you need to take a step back, look at your Army career, and say, are you in the right spot? Do you have an Article 15? Are you flagged for something? Those things are going to slow you down. You really need to look at that. And if that is the case, how can you fix it? Is there a way for you to kind of reevaluate that and then come back to this? Because this is an ongoing program. I don't think this is going to disappear and just get pushed away in the wind. I mean, there's money going places where they're building that esports trailer that I've seen videos on, and a lot of different things like that that will kind of make it a longevity, and the views aren't going anywhere, right? The fans aren't going anywhere. They're going to be there. And the platform, the Army's not going anywhere either. So I would say that, if you're in a bad place right now, maybe you just did something stupid and got demoted or whatever, I would say take a step back, focus on your military career, be the best soldier you can be, and then come back to this, because you won't make it. I mean, there's going to be an interview process. They have to weed out some people some way, and if, you're not going to make it through there. And I hate to say that like a hard truth, but I think it, it kind of matters, man. So there's the articles that I found. I'll post these all below. Love the community, man. I love what's going on with Discord. I think this is a great thing for the future. I'm going to go to the admins real quick, and just so I can remember all their names in here. So I know Major Howell's in here. He's the head overall OIC of the program. I know that he has probably got his knees deep in all this stuff, so really appreciative of him. And then all the other admins and moderators and game managers in here. These guys are working their tails off. I know that I deal with so many little things in just the COD community, just to kind of push it to the next level, making a video or managing rosters or managing players or making sure there's not as much conflict or dealing with issues constantly. So I know that they're working hard and they're not paid. None of these guys are like, "Oh, I'm getting paid to do this." This is an additional duty and it's extra stuff, and they do it because they have a heart and a passion for it. So all you guys that are out there that just roast the admins, get mad over dumb stuff, I would say be patient, man. You need to check your heart and check the direction that you want, because you're not making a good name for yourself either. Because once again, we're trying to represent the Army in a positive way, and going and roasting admins because you're upset about something isn't the best way. Send a DM. They're gonna approach you with a level head, and I think you should do the same to them. Be logical, but great, big shout out to those guys. Thank you for everything you guys do, and shout out to all the other teams. I know that I know a lot about the Call of Duty and what's going on there, but I don't know about Fortnite or Overwatch and all the fighting games that are in here, Super Smash Bros, PUBG, Counter Strike. I'm sure you guys are doing great things. Keep it up. Um, but thanks for watching this video. Really appreciate it. See you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.